Everyone, in this video, I would like to introduce you to a new Azure feature. Uh, this is in currently preview mode, and this is called the Azure Automanage. And I was playing with this for the last couple of days, and I simply love this. And I would like to let you guys know that this is available in a preview mode. It's free for use right now. Right now, this Automanage is available for Windows servers only, so the Linux machines are not supported. But if you are using Linux Windows Server, please go ahead and test it out, and I strongly believe you will love it. Okay, so just give you a quick introduction. As I said, this is completely free right now during the preview mode. It supports Windows only. It does a lot of things. It's auto manage. It's allow you to automate a lot of Windows Server management scenarios like Azure Backup. Right now, today, if you deploy virtual machine, you have to do your own backup at the time of deployment, or you have to configure some other things, use site recovery, onboarding and configuration of security center. Then, what about security baseline? So, if you use this product, it will automatically baseline your virtual machine to Azure security baseline, and Windows Defender, it will install it by default. Okay, and then lots of other benefits that comes with it, and if you can read up more about this, I'm going to give you this link with my video. So if you just click on it, it will take you to this Azure Auto Manage main homepage. And again, if you see, there are four main sections that talk about: reduce costs, improve workload uptime, improve security best practices, and automatically apply Azure best practices at scale. So do your own research, and this is a really tiny 2 minutes video that you can work on and take a look at. It will give you a small introduction to how and why to use this. This is another great diagram that I really liked. So your virtual machine is still at the center of attention. And what are the things that you can automate or auto manage with this product? Like backup, we talked about. Security center monitoring is another big one. Update management, automation account, change tracking, configuration management, and even log analytics. So a very powerful feature. And again, it will provide the best practices based on the OS baselines uh, for you, and make sure, and it will make sure that it meets the best practices for various Azure services. Okay, so that also comes with this service. And as I said, this service is currently in preview mode as of September end, and right now, if you use it, there's no charge at all. And after the preview is done, there will be some cost probably, but it's not no information available at this time. All right, so let's go back to actually Azure and see how to use this one. So let's see if I can just go from here to portal.azure.com, and what we'll do, we'll just deploy one virtual machine real quick so we can use this for our lab. So if you have your Azure account, please log in, and all I need is a Windows virtual machine to be auto managed, or to be customized with this particular Azure Auto Manage feature. When I tested, I already did my testing with two other virtual machines, so you will see that there are two other virtual machines already available. And we're going to deploy the third one, and I'm going to give you a little bit of differences what the Auto Manage is going to do for us on the machine where we are going to enable this particular feature. Give me a second and we'll start that. Alright, looks like we're logged in. So here, all you need to do is just search for Auto Manage and Auto Manage Azure Virtual Machine. So you click on that one. It's going to give you this nice view. If you want to learn more about it, there was a link where you can click to go to the page where you have more information about the Auto Manage. So as you can see, there are two machines, two VMs that are already part of this auto manage. Okay, so before we do anything, we're gonna deploy one virtual machine real quick. Looks like two of them are running. Let's stop one of those virtual machines, and then we're gonna deploy another one in this particular resource group. Okay, so that's stopping the virtual machine. So let's just go back, and I'm gonna say add virtual machine, and it's just a simple deployment, so that you would normally do. Okay, I'm just gonna select one of the resource group that I already have available. It looks Azure is a little slow today for whatever reason, and let's call it Win3 is the name, and I'm going to choose the LPIC one as the resource group. And what I'll do here, say Windows Server 2016, and this, you see, this is all looks like a little slow. Okay, so I'm just going to configure my username password. Okay, we have that, and let's see, this region is still loading. Okay, and inbound rule, this looks all good. So again, as soon as I can select a region, we and the size, we should be ready to, let's click on size and let's see if something opens up. Nothing is opening up, so it's taking a little bit of time uh, to load this today, and this could happen to you as well. So if this happens, just wait, this is not something you can fix yourself. This is something most likely going on the Azure end. Alright, I think I got all the options back. So I'm going to deploy this in the EastUS Windows 2016 server. And I have a username password for this. And I'm not going to configure too much. I'm just going to say create. Okay, and that should deploy this particular virtual machine within our resource group. And this deployment doesn't really take too long. So just give me a minute or so, and we'll have this deployed. Once it's deployed, uh, your backup, since we have not configured anything, it will not be configured. Now, when we go ahead and enable the Azure Auto Manage for this particular virtual machine, your backup will be automatically configured. And how is it going to be configured? It will be configured as per Azure best practices, which will be a daily backup, and there will be certain actions or certain rules, and we'll take a look at the backup policy. Now, another thing that will be automatically configured is the monitor. Right now, once we deploy, we have not configured any kind of monitoring. And if you go to the virtual machine after the deployment is done, you will not see anything. And when we have the virtual machine with the auto manage, you will be able to see all kinds of data about the virtual machine, and we're going to demonstrate that in our video today. So just give me a minute to pause, and once this deployment is done, we'll proceed. Okay, everyone, the deployment is done, and I just wanted to show you one quick thing. The create another VM. I never noticed this one before, so something new that you can try to create another VM if you like. All right, for this one, we just wanted to go to the resource, which is the VM3. So if you come over here, that's the machine that we just deployed. It's the 2016 data center. Okay, but if you come over here, let's look at two items that I wanted to show you today: backup, and there's nothing configured because we haven't configured anything. So if you want to configure something, you have to now and click on enable backup. And again, for insights, if you come over here, there is nothing configured for the for insights and as you monitor diagnostic, nothing like that. So you have to configure that yourself. Like that other things, if you want to configure, you have to configure by yourself. Now, what happens if you want to use the Azure Auto Manage? So you have this view, and you know both two of the machines, they're configured to be managed by the Azure Auto Manage feature, right? So you click on this enable on existing VM. So if you click on this, the first thing you notice is it gives you some options. Okay, you got to choose the machines. Then you got to choose a configuration profile. So right now there are two different configurations profile available. One is for the production and another for the DevOps. And how do you choose that? You just need to click over here, browse and change profiles and preferences. If you click that one, you look that I have the production environment right now. If you go to dev test, you have this another profile. Now there is a little bit of differences right now. If you look at the dev test, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 services that are available. If you go to production, you have some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For example, the backup service is only available with the production profile and not with the dev profile. Okay, so let's stick with the production profile for now. And again, right now it's all free. Okay, a remediation plan is auto remediate, so if it finds something it will automatically remediate. And we're going to use the configuration type production, and the configuration profile name is Azure Virtual Machine Best Practices Production. Okay, so all these things, okay, Azure Monitor, Azure Backup, and it's going to tell you what it's going to do. For the backup, Azure Backup provides independent and isolated backup to guard against unintended destruction of data on your virtual machine. And here's the policy that's going to apply: the backup frequency daily, instant restore, retain instant recovery snapshots for 2 days, and retention range, retain backup taken every day at 12 for 180 days. Okay, security center, it will be integrated. Microsoft anti-malware, real-time protection will be enabled. Schedule scan is disabled. Scan type will be quick. Scan day Saturday, scan time 120. Update management will be automatically enabled. Change tracking of the inventory. Change tracking inventory combines change tracking and inventory functions to allow you to track virtual machines and server infrastructure changes. So if there is any major changes, you will be notified. The change tracking across services, daemons, software, registry, and files in your environment to help you diagnose unwanted changes and raise alerts. So that's a very cool feature that you get. You will also have a Azure Automation account that supports management throughout the lifecycle of your infrastructure and application. And finally, the log analytics workspace, where the Azure Monitor stores the log data that will be configured as well, and your data is going to be collected, aggregated, and serves as an administrative boundary. So let's select this profile, and we haven't selected the machine yet, so just click on that. Now over here, what I wanted to show, it's showing up only one machine because the other machines whatever we have in our environment, they're not eligible. So just see how many machines are there. You can click on this button, show ineligible virtual machine. So first of all, you see the Rail 8 that I have, that is ineligible because that operating system is not supported at the moment. Same with the Ubuntu. Win and Win 2, those are the two machines that I did some testing on already. They're ineligible because the first one, the VM is not running because we stopped it, if you remember. So if it's not running, then you cannot use it. The other one is ineligible because we have already enabled Automanage in this particular VM. Third one, the Win3, is the one what we are going to enable at the moment. Okay, so come back down, let's see, so select this one now and just hit select, and now you have one machine, it says selected. The advanced, you don't need to really do anything at the moment. It will automatically generate an account for you based off your current selection of machine. So just say enable, and you will see it will change the status here. The status would be in progress because you have just started, and as soon as this machine is configured with the auto manage, then it will say configured, and at that time we'll go to the machine and take a look at the backups, and we'll look at the monitoring. The two pieces I just wanted to show you. Other things you can explore at your own on your own, but those two features we'll look at and see how easily, you know, with a with one button click you are getting so much out of it. The another thing that you can also think of, that this feature, it can scale at large. So it doesn't matter if there's a three machines or hundreds of machines. You can select all of them, whichever are eligible. You just say enable. That's one click of a button, and this feature is available to hundreds of machines. That's just, to me, is unbelievable. And it can help us reduce a lot of tasks for us uh, if we use this particular feature. So let's give me a couple minutes. As soon as this status changes to configured, we'll come back and we'll take a look at this particular virtual machine and take a look at how exciting this is to have the virtual backup and monitoring all configured for us. Alright everyone, it looks like the status has changed. Now you can see that it says the Win3 is now configured. So let's go to the virtual machine. So I can go to the virtual machine and see how many. So Win3 is the one where we saw there was nothing configured. And if I go to our backups now, okay, now look at that. It says my backup is now all configured. And what is the backup policy? It's right there. It's the auto manage default daily. So that's the policy that's we have applied. The backup pre-check is already done. It's passing. Recovery service vault is configured. Last backup status is warning initial backup pending, but if you give it only 24 hours, you will have this successful. You can also do backup now. Just click on this button to start your backup. And if you look at the policy, and it should match the policy we already looked at, is the daily and instant retention of a snapshot for 2 days, and return backup taken at every day at 12 a.m. for 180 days. So that's it. And so this is the policy that we have applied. The other policies also are available if you want to use it. Okay, but this is the policy that's got applied when we enable the auto manage feature on this particular virtual machine. Now let's go to our insights, and that was just completely, mind blowing when I looked at it. So what it did, it created so much connection for me. So here I know this is the particular virtual machine. I can click on it, and it will show me all the running processes, and it also shows me what are the ports that are open, like port 53 for DNS, some other port 443 for HTTPS traffic, port 80 for regular web traffic, unencrypted, and all kinds of diagrams. So you can look at it, try to understand what is going on. Over here you have more information. You have the operating system version, your IP address. You can click on health. It will take probably some time to show up some stuff. Mason properties is the wealth of information. Your IP gateway, what's your gateway, what's the next hop, IPv6 address of your machine, your MAC address, your DNS name, last boot time, kind of CPUs that you're using, what kind of physical memory that you have. Is it a virtual machine? What is the virtual machine state? What kind of virtual machine type? It's a Hyper-V. Okay, dependency agent 9.10.5, that's the version. Log analytics agent ID. And also the VM properties, like from a Azure standpoint, what is the name, which resource group that is deployed inside, what is the subscription ID, what's the location size, and resource ID, VM ID, what kind of image we used, what is the image SKU, what is the image version. An update version and fault domain, we are not using this feature, so it's all says 0. Okay, so that's about your auto manage, and as you have seen, within a click of a button, you have all those features available to you. You can again go back to auto manage, and if you don't want this available, I guess you just click on it. Okay, so click on it, and I just say disable auto manage. If you just click on it, it's gonna ask, do you want to disable the auto management on the selected virtual machine? And it's going to tell you disabling auto management on a virtual machine results in the following behavior. The configuration of the virtual machine and the services it's onboarded will not be changed. Any changes incurred by those services will remain billable and continue to be incurred. Any auto managed behavior will stop immediately. So review this, you understand what it's going to do. and just say disable, and it's now gone. So there's only one machine now that I have enabled for the auto manage feature. All right, that's about it for this particular lab. And if you need more information, just go to your Azure and spend some more time. And especially, I'm going to give you this link as well. This link I thought was also useful, where you can get some information about this particular service in a little bit more detail, what it's doing, a little bit of overview. Prerequisite, as we already talked about, it's only available for the Windows virtual machine, and we saw that it has to be running. If it's stopped, you cannot do it. And right now it looks like it's not available in every region, but we have tested that with the East US. So make sure to use a region where the feature is available. Permission has to be correct, and that VM must not be linked to a log analytics. We reviewed this diagram in a different page already. And configuration profile we talked about, two profiles available right now. And again, we talked about this. If you use the dev test configuration account, the backup will not be enabled. You got to use the production configuration profile. We talked about the automation account status we looked at, and looks like the status could also be failed. So for some reason, if you have a problem, then the status could be a failed, and you probably have to take some action when because the Azure Automanage were unable to remediate the problems that it found. Okay, so disable, we looked at that feature as well. So that's about it. And you can also look at this particular tutorial where they have possibly done the similar steps that we have done in this particular lab that we have just done for the day. So I'm going to give you this link as well for your information. Okay, so that's all for today. If you like the video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Leave your valuable comments so I can make better videos next time. Hope this video was useful, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.